Hello and welcome back, everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. What would you do if you find out your 35-year-old wife having an emotional and physical affair with a 63-year-old man? You try marriage counseling, but she has made up her mind and wants a divorce. Her best friends, her parents, and her brother are telling her that she's making a huge mistake, but still, she says she wants him. Now, it's time we listen to the story.
Wife and I have been married 10 years. We have 3 beautiful children, 6 and 2 threes. Yes, twins. We moved all the way across country for her job. She is a head of a pretty significant non-profitable organization that I'm sure most people have heard of. Sorry, but I'm not going to give any information out that will jeopardize her. Her job means a ton to her, and if she lost it, then the kids would be affected as well. When we moved out here, our son was only a year old. I'm a computer programmer, so me finding a job is not that difficult. So we move all the way across the country, no friends, no family, just the 3 of us, and we settle in. When our son is around 2, she wanted to have another child. I'll let her know that I was content with just us 3. However, I wanted to make her happy, so I took the plunge. Little did we know we would have twins. I mean, the probability of having twins naturally is like 1%. Well, we had twins, 2 beautiful, identical girls. Now, you can imagine the stress of raising 2 babies and a toddler at the same time with no help, so we go ahead and get a nanny. Not a live-in, just someone who comes by every day and takes care of the girls and helps around the house. The wife works a lot, and I have a full-time gig as well. Financially, we could afford it and also save money. So, things are going along just fine. Well, at least I thought. The day before Mother's Day this year, we go out and come back home, and we are sitting on the back patio drinking some wine. She looks over to me and tells me she is falling for another man. Not just any other man, but a pretty prominent man who is 63 years old. My wife is 35. Needless to say, I flip out. I lose my cool and start yelling at her. I told her she needs to make up her mind and figure out what she wants. She tells me she wants to stay together, and so I am like, okay, end it with him and we will go to a marriage counselor. She says she cannot end it with him as he is a major donor to her organization. So we start going to marriage counseling and things start to get better. Then one night she comes in late from work, pretty normal for her. I ask her where she was, and she tells me she was out having dinner with some donors. Again, really normal for her. So I think nothing of it. The next night, her and I go out. We go out once a week, as it is good for the marriage. Well, I thought it was good for the marriage. We are out, and she tells me that the night before, she was not honest, and she was having dinner with the 63-year-old to let him know that it is over. I again lose it, not so much that she is seeing him, but more that she is lying and hiding things from me. I cannot understand why she continues to do it. So now I have no trust in her at all. I start to monitor emails and such. I feel bad about it, but I cannot trust her. Once she finds out that I'm monitoring her, she completely loses it and shuts me out emotionally. I see emails going back and forth between her and him, and these are not your typical friendly emails. I confront her about it, and she tells me that I'm misreading it.
If you are enjoying the story so far, please give a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
I threaten divorce, and it seems that every time I threaten divorce, she caves in and agrees to stop talking to him. A couple of days go by, and then they start communicating again, rinse and repeat. And this goes on for almost 2 months, and we drift further and further apart.
Fast forward to last weekend.
We go out, and she tells me that the last 3 months, everything I thought was true, and she has been lying about the depth of her relationship with the 63-year-old man. She swears up and down that nothing physical ever happened, that it was just emotional. Honestly, I do not believe her. She even tells me that she was not honest in therapy, so once again I lose it. We come home, and I call her every name in the book. I was really mean. I lost my temper, I lost my cool. I've never been that verbally offensive to anyone in my entire life, and I feel horrible for it. She asks me to move out the next day. So, here we sit. I'm moving out on Thursday. She still communicates with this guy, so I think my only action is to get a divorce. Getting a divorce makes me feel like a failure. I honestly think she is going through some sort of midlife crisis. Her best friend, her parents, brother are all telling her she is making a huge mistake. I feel like a doormat. She knows that I love her more than anything and that any time she can snap her fingers and I would take her back. I do not want to break my family up. My kids are so small, it pains me more than anything to have to tell them tonight that Dad is moving out. My son and I are very close. He is going to be devastated.
Do you think they have any chance that they can work it out? Do you think it's a physical relationship? Here is the first update.
Major breakthrough. I was supposed to move out on Thursday, and we were going to tell the kids tonight. She has agreed to counseling for 30 days before we make the decision. There is hope.
Second update.
Well, it was not a major breakthrough. She only wanted to go to counseling so we can remain civil. She wants a divorce. I am filing on Friday.
Third update.
I moved out, and I am now living in a 3-bedroom apartment. I did file, have a waiting period before it is complete, then I can start to look for a new house to purchase. She and Grandpa are dating. I am still in shock that the person I thought I knew for the last 15 years is doing this. I thought better of her. Oh well, I have to move on. Just waiting for the wounds to heal, trying to do the correct things. Exercise, new project, etc. I will say I have been drinking a little more than normal, but nothing crazy.
Fourth update.
Well, we are divorced. It was finalized a little over a month ago, and on Saturday I receive an email from my ex informing me that her and Grandpa have been going to a family therapist and she is going to introduce him to the kids. I personally do not care what she does. However, I think it is a bad idea for her to introduce him to the kids, and there is nothing I can do.
And now, here is the final update.
So, it has been a little over a year since everything came out with my ex. Yes, she is my ex. The divorce was final at the end of March. I am better, but there are days where I have a difficult time, but I know how to work through them now. My question is, how do I deal with her now that she is getting ready to introduce my 3 kids to her boyfriend? We have joint custody of the kids, 50-50 each. I am trying to stay calm and civil with her, but it gets me upset, as now my kids will be involved in their relationship as well. Am I crazy for not wanting her to introduce the kids to the old man? Every other weekend I have the kids, so I feel that she can spend time with him on those weekends. Is it just me being controlling?
Well, Opie, I do not understand why people do things like this. You are not at fault. She is the one who has an issue, the one with lack of maturity. Do not beat yourself up over this. Do not question if you were good enough. And do not blame yourself. It will take some time. Do not rush it. You will learn a ton about yourself, how you deal what you want, etc. Take time to better yourself. Before we end the story for today, let's listen to a few comments by the community.
Miss F, I think what you're feeling is perfectly normal after a divorce, and many people go through it. It's not just you being controlling. But I also think if they're not directly doing anything to harm the kids, there's nothing you can do about him being involved in their lives, especially if they're continuing a long-term relationship. OP's reply, You are correct, there is nothing I can do, and I did wish them well. Then I sent an email about how I thought it was a mistake. Yes, I am still not over her. No contact does not work when you have kids. I want to accept the relationship, but at the moment I cannot. As my friend tells me, it's still too raw. TK421 says, Another piece of advice, conceal the fact, if possible, that there was betraying and that this is the guy she was cheating with. This isn't going to help him or make them look better, but kids shouldn't have to deal with the idea of cheating, especially if they are on the younger side. The idea that sometimes love doesn't always work out in the end, and that even their own mom can stoop so low as leaving their dad for another person is something that can really mess up a young kid's understanding of relationships and love. Also, if he is going to be in a stepfather-like position, then it would be healthier for your kids if he wasn't also the guy who broke mommy and daddy up. OP's reply, Of course I'm not going to inform my kids of what happened or who the guy is. They are way too young. However, when they are older, they will ask, and I have to make a judgment call if they are ready or not. Bearded Pacifist says, If your wife would do this to you and would ruin your relationship over it and disrupt your kids' lives, then she probably didn't love you. You should be relieved that you are no longer trapped in a dishonest relationship with someone who doesn't deserve it. Just figure out what you want for yourself. It's okay to be selfish. Focus on your goals, your hobbies, and your life. OP's reply, I have come to that conclusion as well. I am focusing on my goals, making sure the kids know that we are both there and providing a stable life for them. I got the house, and that has been keeping me real busy. It's nice. Plus, I have a huge project at work that keeps me going. Everything will be okay. Hell, things are better just in the last few months. Thanks for the advice. AAKO says, this may be water under the bridge at this point. When I read the original post, one thing kept popping into my head. Did you directly contact him and tell him to stay away? OP's reply, yes, I contacted him. No response. I went to his house once, and I'm glad he was not home. Now, I have no desire to contact him. I have let him and her go. No need to waste any more of my time on those two.
Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.